This is my guard cat. Notice how notice how the dog stays away. Because I have a guard cat. Oh I guess she's gonna die now. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I am here to do my top 7 manga of 2016. This is a video that you guys requested, and I decided to film it for you. I want to talk about my favorite manga that I read this year. And once again, I didn't read a lot of manga either. I just didn't really have a lot of time this year, but I still have some titles I want to talk about, so let's get into this. I want to start with a couple of honorable mentions because these are technically not series that I started this year. These are series that I've continued reading and loving, so I wanted to take a little mention right now. The first one is Demon Prince of Momochi House. I read volumes 2 through 5, I believe, or 4. Actually 4. So I only read a couple volumes, but this series is really, really cute. Really, really beautiful. I love the art style in this manga. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And it's just a really great supernatural shoujo read. If you haven't picked this up yet, I definitely recommend it. Next is my absolute favorite comedy series, Far None, and that is Rine, and this is volume 17 of it. I read up to this volume, so now I have a few more volumes to catch up on, but this series is just absolutely hilarious and zany and crazy. I absolutely love it. It is so, so funny. Takahashi is one of the greatest mangakas ever in the history of ever. She's amazing. My next honorable mention is honestly a really, really bad guilty pleasure. I would not recommend this for young viewers at all, or young readers, because it's very, very smutty, and that is Crimson Spell. This is a yaoi series, so if you're not into that, you probably won't like it, but I love smut sometimes, and this is a good one. It's a good one. The artwork is just gorgeous. I love the artwork so much, and that's part of the reason why I love this series. It's really, really good smut, so recommended if you like that kind of thing. And my last honorable mention is Seraph of the End. This is a series that I started reading this year and I really, really enjoyed. It's probably the only shonen that's on this list. And the only reason this is not on the actual list is because I honestly cannot remember anything really about this series too much. I remember liking it, I remember loving the characters, but I can't remember much about the plot. I know it involves vampires and death and destruction, and it's really, really, really good. I really liked it. I'm on volume 5, that's why I'm showing you volume 5's cover. So that's really cool. I really like this series a lot. It's really good. Beautiful artwork too. Just very nice artwork. It's a really good shonen action series, so I would highly recommend it. Okay, now for my actual list, and this will also include yaoi, but nothing too explicit, maybe just one. Just one, because I'm, you know, I'm me. So number 7 on my top manga list this year is Mr. Mini-Mart. This is a one-shot boys' love title from the author of Kiss Him Not Me, and this is a really, really adorable story. It's about these two boys, Nakaba and Yamai, and they are both working in this little mini-mart together, and they have this very interesting relationship. At first they hate each other, they can't stand each other, and then eventually they become friends and end up working together, and they develop this little relationship, and it is absolutely adorable. So, so cute. It's all about being yourself and loving your partner and being there for them. It's really, really adorable. A lot of drama about homosexuality in general because of, you know, there's bullying in this story, there's lies and deceit, and it's really just an adorable story. It's really cute. It does have some explicit content, but only like a little bit, like 2 panels, not very much. It is rated young adult, so it's not super explicit, but it is really, really cute. I would recommend buying it. I believe you can only get this from the June website, so if you go to junemanga.com you can actually buy this, I believe, unless it's already sold out. This is a reprint that I got to buy, and I'm really, really happy I did. Now I really want to read Kiss Him Not Me. I probably will buy that eventually very soon because they're having a manga sale on Barnes & Noble, so you know how that goes. Number 6 on my list is Happy Hustle High. This is an adorable shoujo manga series written by Rei Takada, who has written a lot of other shoujo series, and this is probably her most famous work, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's essentially about a 16-year-old girl named Hanaba. I believe that's her name, yeah, Hanabi, sorry. And she is a tomboy character. She's not a very girly girl at all. She's very popular, though, and she's had a lot of boyfriends, but she's not a girly girl. And that's what I really, really like about this. It's a really interesting main character. I loved the main character in this story. I really liked the characters in general. There are a few boys that she ends up befriending, the president of the school, and it seems kind of like a cliche story, but it's very different. Like, it's a romantic comedy. It's kind of makes fun of the tropes in shoujo a little bit, just a little bit, and I really, really liked this. I didn't actually finish this series, though. That's the only reason why this is not higher on the list. I just couldn't bring myself to read Volume 5 because I liked it so much, and I didn't want it to end. But I'm sure I'll read Volume 5 this year, of course, and I'll probably reread this in the future, because it is one of those series that I'd like to revisit, because I do like it a lot. It's extremely funny, very random, very awesome. I really, really like this a lot. Next is another explicit manga that I'm going to recommend to you, so there's my little warning. It is explicit, but it is amazing, and I've talked about this a lot. It's Man of Tango. I talked about this a lot. I did a review. If you want to see my review of it, it's right here on the screen for you to watch. And it's a really, really wonderful manga. A great one-shot. One of the best one-shots I've ever read in my entire life. It's a complete story in one. And it's just absolutely wonderful. I can't really... I'm kind of tired of talking about it because I've talked about it 3 times now. But yeah, this is a great one to pick up if you like Sublime manga, if you like BL stories. It's really, really good. It is explicit though, so keep that in mind. But even with that, it's just so, so beautiful. And just a really, really great story about love. And I adore it. I love it so much. I love it so, so much. Number 4 on my list is Tale of the Moon. This is a series that I've been meaning to read for years and years and years, ever since my friend Sarah, Dating Books, talked about it on her channel. And this year I finally read all 15 volumes of the series, and it is one of my absolute favorite shoujo manga now. It is such a wonderful story. I also have a review of this if you would like to check it out, where I talk about it more in depth. I can't really remember the intricacies of the plot right off the top of my head anymore because it's been a while, so I would recommend checking out that video. But I did really, really like this story. I loved the characters in it. Some of them did annoy me a little bit. I went back and forth between liking 2 different guys because of some things that they did in the story, but it's just a really fun historical fiction romance. So if you're looking for a good one like that, I would highly recommend Tale of the Moon. It is wonderful. I definitely want to pick up her other series, Stepping on Roses, which I already have Volume 1, but I want to get the rest of it. So I might do that in the future. It is really, really good. I enjoy this quite immensely. Number 3 on my list is something that I haven't actually talked about on my channel yet, and I totally intended on doing a review. I just forgot to do it. That is The Day I Become a Butterfly. This is from a renowned mangaka called Sumomo Yumeka. She is a yaoi artist. She has written a couple other series for Tokyopop, I believe, as well. And this one is absolutely beautiful. It has been a while since I've read it, so I can't really remember the plot too much, but it's essentially a book of short stories involving not just, I guess not all boys love, but most of it are boys love stories. There are a couple that aren't. But it has some really interesting politics that is discussed within the story. And it's very, very smart, very interesting. I really, really liked it. The first story, which is The Day I Become a Butterfly, the title story, is absolutely beautiful. It is one of the greatest manga stories I have ever read in my life. It's so, so wonderful. It's about a girl, or boy, actually, I think. It's about a boy named Yuka who is dying, and he is in this, he's kind of starting to come to terms with the fact that he will die in the future. And then he finds love, and my heart breaks into a million freaking pieces. It's beautiful. You need to read it. It's wonderful. Highly recommended. So, so wonderful. I will say there are a couple stories that honestly didn't really impress me, but for the most part, everything in here is wonderful. I am getting tired of saying that. So just read it. It's great. Highly recommend this one. My number 2 favorite manga on my list is Let Die. And this is something I actually should have said. This is actually a manhwa. It's a Korean manga. And it is so, so good. I really enjoyed the characters. It's another one of those series that is very, I don't know if political is the right word actually, but it has a lot to do with, it talks about society in a way that's just really, really interesting, and you get to learn the politics in Korea a little bit, and how people feel about certain things like rape and sexuality, and just, it's a really, really interesting story. I do have a review of this as well if you would like to check it out. I will link it right here. It's essentially about a boy named Jae who meets this other boy named Dae, who is part of a gang in Korea, and it's about their lives together. It's kind of a Stockholm Syndrome sort of thing, if I can even call it that, because Dae is kind of abusive, but it's really such an interesting story, and I don't even really like it so much for the romance in it, because it's not super romancy yet, but I've only read the first 4 volumes of this. One moment, Dae will be a crazy sociopath, and the next he's ultimately caring and kind, and there's something more, there's something deeper beneath the skin. And it's one of those stories that just kind of makes you think about life, and just to think about people, and that sometimes they're not as they seem. So that's why I love Let Die. It's a really, really great Korean manhwa. I would recommend reading it, if only for an interesting read and something a little different. It's really, really good. And my number 1 favorite manga of 2016 is? Well, it's obviously my favorite one. His favorite. This is, of course, another BL title, because you know me, I love my BL titles. I can't help it. I can't stop it. And I believe, I really hope I did a review of this. I can't remember if I did or not. I did talk about it in my 12 Days of Anime, though, so I will link that video here as well, if you want to check that out. It is a really, really great BL title. It's so, so good, so cute. It's essentially a boys' love, high school romance, shoujo kind of series about an awkward boy named Yoshida who meets the most popular boy in school, Saito, and their relationship kind of develops from there. They have a past together from middle school. They used to be friends, and it's a really, really interesting story. It's really, really cute and fun. I really like this, and the art style is very, very different as well. It's such a wonderful, wonderful series. I really, really like it, and I can't wait to read more of it this year because I adore this series so much. So there you have it, guys. These are my favorite manga that I read in 2016. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What were some of your favorite manga in this year? Let me know in comments below. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing them, and I love finding new series, so definitely let me know in the comments below. And also, have you read any of these titles? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to talk to you about them, because they're so wonderful, and I recommend every single one of them. And as always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and please, for the love of all that is gay, stay sexy!